What's up guys, I'm Alfarius, and today I'm going to do something that may upset a few people.
Man, these 30k World Eaters are awesome. I'm so proud of myself for making these up. I mean, there's something just cool about mixing Primarasy with Heresy stuff. I mean, it just looks awesome. I want to do more. I want to do more. Now, should I do this? I think I should. But the 30k community is really going to come down on you like a ton of bricks. But they do look awesome. You're going to get a lot of flack, but they do look awesome. I mean, a lot of flack. Like, loads of legions would look really awesome. We're going into the mountain load of flack here. I'm still going to do it. If I do more, I'm potentially going to get lynched by the 30k community. And I can't have that. Can't have my reputation disgraced. So, I need a scapegoat. Right. Who can I get to make more of these, possibly from other legions, and can take all the praise for it, or more than likely all the flack for it, because it was their idea, not my idea, their idea. And then, therefore, if the 30k community does what they usually do and get angry, then I'm not going to be to blamed. Winning! Ah! I have the Chilling Network. I can call on one of those guys to do it. Right, let's see who we got. So we got Spud. That might not work. He's just going to cut off all the knobbly beds. Let's move on. Pickle doesn't know that much about 30k, so I feel bad about throwing him into the fire, but yeah, no, let's move on. Let's move on. We've got Kev. He's in a corner. Let's move on. We got Frost and Fist. Might be tricky coordinating it. They're on the other side of the pond. We got Brambleton. He could do it. He knows. He's the lore master. He knows loads of stuff. But he doesn't do YouTube. Ooh, the newbie. We could get Spray Black Studios to do this. I hope he likes 30k. But this is a singular post.
These World Eaters are pretty badass. Never thought about using Indomitus Marines to make them. They aren't really my style though. I prefer more sneaky Marines like Raven Guard or Alpha Legion. But I've just got so many projects on the go. Oh, an email from Elston. That's an interesting coincidence.
Dear Rich, hope you're well. I've got a brilliant idea and you should definitely take it as your own. Take all the praise for it and also any consequences of doing this. I think you should convert up loads of Primaris into 30k style Marines. And then you should definitely call it the Primarasy. And then you can be the Grandmaster and you will get loads of praise for this. You won't get any flack at all and no one will give you any kind of grief whatsoever for ruining their history lesson. Love to see what you come up with. Elston. P.S. Best of luck.
The Primarasy. You know, that's got a pretty good ring to it. I have been wanting to do a Legion army for a while. Alright then, Elston. Challenge accepted. So I just so happen to have this sprue of Primaris infiltrators from the Prophecy of the Wolf Box handy, and also these rather nice 30k Alpha Legion heads and shoulder pads from Forge World. It's almost like this was planned or something. I'm just going to build 5 infiltrators, as I've got plans for the other 5 models on this sprue. I'll start off by choosing which poses I want, and then I'm going to build the torsos and legs generally as I normally would. First off, however, I need to clean all these models properly, so I'll be sure to carefully remove all of the sprue junk and all these mould lines with a craft knife. I'm not really too worried about having to take these guys apart again, so I'll use plastic glue to build these models just to ensure that I get a lovely strong bond. Super glue can be a little bit brittle at times. So here are the 5 poses that I've chosen for this unit, and now it's time to prep some weapons. Going back to the sprue to select the weapons and arms that I want, I'll also make sure that these arms are properly cleaned up, but then I'm going to be making some modifications to these, so I'm not going to add them to the torsos just yet, and we'll put them off to the side. Now I can't really leave all these bolt rifles as they are, so to stick with the theme, I'm going to help them be all nice and sneaky, and I'm going to give them a silencer. I'll very carefully remove the muzzle from the rifle using some clippers, and then I'll use a craft knife just to tidy up the area and smooth it off. Now once the area is nice and tidy, I'll use my trusty pin vise to drill a small hole where I want that barrel to be located. With a little dab of super glue, I'll add a small dressmaker's pin into this hole to help locate the barrel, and then I definitely need to make sure that it's sitting nice and straight. For the silencer itself, I'm going to use some styrene rod. This can be fairly easily found in most hobby stores, but I tend to get it off eBay just because I'm lazy like that. Cutting out the length that I want with my craft knife, I'll then drill a hole into the end, and again using super glue, I'll glue this onto the pin as well. Again, for this point I really need to be extra careful to ensure that it's sitting nice and straight. Once it's glued, if you've got a wonky barrel, it's just not going to look right. As you can see, I've left a small gap in between the barrel and the body of the weapon. I've done this as I wanted to make it look like it's a proper fitted silencer rather than just a longer barrel. Now I need to fill that little gap that I've left, but I don't want it all to sit at the same level. So I'm going to add a small amount of green stuff into that gap, and then using a small sculpting tool, I'll sculpt another thinner barrel section into this gap. Now I love these 30k Alpha Legion heads, but I don't want to leave them just as they are. So I'm going to help them with their targeting and add some Bionics. Using green stuff, I'm going to build up the body of the Bionics. Again, with the small sculpting tool, I'll build the shape that I want, and then after letting it cure for about 20 to 30 minutes, I'll then go back once it's a little bit harder and then smooth it all out. If you let the green stuff cure for a while, once you've formed the shape that you want, it makes it much easier to get those sharper edges and smoother surfaces. For the eye itself, I'll start off by drilling a hole into the front of the section, and then I'll insert another thin piece of styrene rod. Cutting it down to the length that I want with a pair of clippers, I'll then tidy it up, and then with an absolutely tiny drill bit in my pin vise, I'm going to drill a small hole into the front of it just to make it look a little bit more like a lens. So the first guy that I'm going to concentrate on is going to be our comms operator. It doesn't really feel right to have an Alpha Legion squad without having someone to relay all that gathered intelligence. I'm going to use the arms with a computer mounted in the wrist, although unfortunately the right arm on these has a gun attached to a sling which is sculpted onto one of those weird tiny Phobos shoulder pads. Since we're going to be using those beautiful sculpted Alpha Legion pads, I need to have them matching, so out with the clippers and let's get rid of this shoulder pad. I'll trim around the sling to keep as much intact as I can, and then once I know how much I'll need, I can trim this down, and then with a little bit of super glue I can get it in place. Now I want the sling to look like it's going underneath the new shoulder pad though, so I'm going to have to trim a little bit of it off just to change the angle of how it goes under the pad, and then add in a little bit of green stuff just to fill the gap and to tidy it all up. The Alpha Legion pads and this backpack require no extra work apart from a little bit of super glue, and then I'll also attach this head that has a couple of aerials added to it. The other model that I'm going to do quite a bit of work to in this squad is of course going to be the Sergeant. To make him really stand out from the rest of the squad, I'm going to give him some Dragon or Hydra scales onto that chest plate. To start this off, I need to take some of the material out of that chest so it really doesn't stand out too much or look too bulky. I'll use a craft knife to remove the detailing, and then using a Dremel tool to remove quite a large quantity of that chest plate itself. The Dremel tool is not much of a precision instrument though, so it does leave a fairly rough finish. To tidy this up, I'll grab out the craft knife again to remove the remaining bits, and then to smooth the area off. I'm going to use green stuff to sculpt in those scales, so starting off with a quantity of green stuff spread onto that chest plate, and then using my favourite small sculpting tool, I'll try to make this as even as I can. Using the sculpting tool, I'm then going to trim the edges down so that it forms the shape that I want, and then finally smooth the area off. When doing this, it's super important to keep the tool wet, as if the green stuff sticks to it and it pulls away from the Mini, you will have ruined all of your good work so far. After letting it cure for about 30 minutes again, I'll then pick up the craft knife and cut some diagonal lines into the green stuff, making sure I keep them as straight as possible and being careful not just to cut straight through the putty. To give them a bit more of a scaly look, I'm going to need to give them some depth. So grabbing out my sculpting tool, I'll very carefully add a little bit of a slope to each line of green stuff, making the top edge of each line lower than the bottom edge. I'll also use the tool here to tidy up those lines made by the craft knife if needed. Now after finishing one direction, not the band, I'll do the other. Cutting in some more diagonal lines with that craft knife, this time I'll cut the other direction to form some diamond shapes. Now these are going to look like some fairly wonky scales unless we repeat the previous process and use that sculpting tool to add a bit of a slope. Once you've completed this step, each scale should then have a nice slope to it, with the bottom point of each diamond protruding just a little bit more than the top. This will give them the appearance of being a nice interlocking row of scales. I now need to leave that a fair few hours to set properly, so the next job is going to be dealing with those stupid tiny Phobos shoulder pads on the rest of the minis. I'm going to be a bit lazy with these today, and rather than getting the Dremel out again, I'm going to deal with them using the craft knife. As they're going to be mostly hidden by the big shoulder pads that I'm going to be fitting, I'm really just aiming to make sure that they fit properly and not worrying too much about the end finish. When fitting some of the new shoulder pads, they may require a little bit of putty into the cavity just to ensure a nice tight fit, but this should be nicely hidden. Using super glue for all the resin parts such as the shoulder pads and the heads, I'll then put together these last few standard troopers, and we've got ourselves a unit of Seekers. First, we have our sergeant rocking a lovely dragon scaled number. Then our comms operator with an obscene amount of aerials. And then finally, the family shot. One finished unit Seekers, or, if playing 40k, Primaris infiltrators. There we are. If you've made it this far through the video, then you're obviously not too upset about me blending 30k and Primaris models together. So I'm going to say thank you. Also, a massive thank you goes to Elstonation, who agreed to do this slightly silly collaboration. If you don't know who he is, then I'll throw a link down in the description below. I really highly recommend you check him out. He has some brilliant painting videos, and some of these not just on Games Workshop stuff. He's recently been doing some awesome work with the Marvel Crisis Protocol minis. I'll also provide a link to his video where he painted up those awesome looking World Eaters that you saw at the start of this video. If you've enjoyed this video, then please feel free to give it a like down below, and if you want to tell me what you liked or maybe what you didn't like in this, then please chuck it in a comment. I'll be really interested to see what you think. Now, this has been a fun little project for me to do, and after a little bit of discussion with me brain trust, I've decided actually I'm going to take it a bit of a step further, and we're going to make this into a proper army. So Elston, you challenged me to build these minis. And you dropped a little bit of a hint that you were going to do a video on how you painted your World Eaters. Well, I'm going to take your challenge and I'm going to throw it right back at you. I'm going to challenge you to do a detailed painting video. But I want you to paint them in 30k colours, and I want you to paint them in a style that befits their bloodthirsty, psychotic nature. If you don't want to miss mine and Elston's videos on how we've painted our Primarasy units, then please hit that subscribe button down below, and don't forget guys, before all else fails, spray it black and start again.